The gods of Olympus have abandoned me. Now there's no hope. And Kratos cast himself from the highest mountain in all of Greece. 10 years of suffering, 10 years of endless nightmares. It would finally come to an end. Death would be his escape from madness. But it had not always been this way. Kratos had once been a champion of the gods. Master of ceremonies, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, good evening. Ladies and gentlemen, God of War is one of my all-time favorite video games. And I, to this day, am right now playing the third game of the franchise, as I have finished the fourth one. But you see, ladies and gentlemen, God of War talks about the story of a man that has been tasked by the gods of Olympus to kill Ares, the main god of war. And the story goes is that the man Kratos was at war with 1,000 barbarian soldiers, and he only had 50 soldiers at his side. But at the last second, when Kratos was about to be killed by the hands of the barbarian general, he shouts with a mighty roar, "Ares! Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours!" The sky split apart, and the god of war stepped through. Only a pledge of allegiance was required. Ares, thank you for coming. Destroy my enemies, and my life is yours. Hearing that aid would come to haunt him for the rest of his days. As Ares rewards Kratos with the blades of chaos, and they were forged from the foulest pits of Hades. But what these blades did were chained to his arms, burning his skin, with a loud scream with pain. And with that act, Kratos was drunk with power, and with one long swing from the blades, he cuts off the barbarian general's head, leaving him nothing but with ultimate power. And with that, Kratos heads to a village and kills almost everyone that would oppose Lord Ares. And as soon as he reaches a temple, an oracle stands in his way, warning him not to go inside. And with that, he steps her aside, goes inside the temple, and kills everyone inside the temple. But the last image of his two final victims would haunt him for the rest of his days. He looks down, drops down to his knees, and sees the carcass of his wife and child, dead. How? My wife, my child, they were left in Sparta. How can this be? And then from the flames that were burning the temple, Ares comes to him and tells him, "Good job, Kratos. Now, with your wife and child dead, nothing will hold you back. You will become even stronger." And with that, Kratos realized what he must do as he steps outside the temple. Ares! The oracle warns him about what he has done. And with that, she curses him to wear the ashes of his wife and child, fastened to his skin, never to be removed, and the world would know him as the ghost of Sparta. However, after that happened, with the mind of Ares boggling his mind, Kratos knew what he must do. He has to kill the god of war. As he moves on his ship all the way to the city of Athens, he talks to the statue of Athena, and she tells him what he must do. Because as you see, the gods of Olympus cannot wage war against each other, because that is forbidden by Zeus. So what must happen is they have to task a mortal, such as Kratos, to kill a god. But what he must do is a challenge. Athena challenges Ares to find the most powerful item, and that item is Pandora's box. As he goes to the city of Athens, he travels through the city, killing beast after beast, creature after creature, going through the city and reaching up to the desert of lost souls, killing 3 sirens that will open the path to find Pandora's temple. As he reaches the end of the desert, he finds something interesting. He blows the horn, and suddenly what appears is the Titan Kronos, and chained to his back is Pandora's temple. For 3 days, Kratos climbed Pandora's temple and trying to find Pandora's box. And at the end, he finds the box. And as he tries to take the box back to Athens, Ares knew of his success. Ares finds a pillar and throws it. For miles, it flies through the desert of lost souls, the city of Athens. It reaches Pandora's temple and it penetrates Kratos. With his dying breath, as the harpies steal away Pandora's box, his body gets sent to Hades. And after he tries to find his way back to Earth, he uses one of his powers to take back Pandora's box, opens it, and releases the evils onto the world and rises to the size of Ares, battles him, and finally kills him with the blade of the gods. But with that act, with his victory, it was still not enough for the gods of Olympus to forgive Kratos for his deeds. He climbs the highest mountain and casts himself, throws himself all the way down. But as he is swimming in the ocean, he finds himself rising back, flying up in the air, and finds himself back on solid earth. And with that, Athena rewards him with the title of the new god of war. My fellow gods and goddesses of Olympus, in conclusion, we all now know the journey of Kratos. We all now know how we feel when we get teleported to the fictional world of Greece. And this is what pop culture does to us with video games, books, and movies and whatnot. And no matter how bad life can be, this type of story takes us to a whole other journey. And this is what makes us the characters we are meant to be. Back to you, Master Sayyids.